or maybe to know what to ask. My first question was the issue of agents. You had two agents, that is Max Global and Skilldorf. Can I know Skilldorf handled which universities or how many students offer, and Max?
Chair, in Finland program we had two agents, Max Global and Skilldorf. Skilldorf, Max Global handles Tampere, Jyväskylä. Yeah, the two, Jyväskylä and Tampere.
Skilldorf.
Skilldorf handled LUT, that is Lut, Laurea, and Metropolia.
3 universities.
Yes.
A total of how many students so far? Roughly, approximation.
The number of students who went to Jyväskylä is 25.
Through Skilldorf?
Through Max Global.
Through Skilldorf as agent?
Through Skilldorf as agent is, I think, around, should be around 70 students who have traveled. And then we have a good number, around 282, who are waiting to travel.
You agreed to pay after the student have traveled, or maybe
once
after getting the visa?
Once the student has secured the visa and actually traveled, is when they can now issue us with an invoice. Because we don't want to pay for a student who has not actually traveled.
So far under that scheme, and of
yes.
How many have qualified for the visa?
Under Skilldorf, it's around 70 something. It should be around 72, 73.
And you agree the same amount, 30,000?
Yes.
My question is, going as per the statement, I've seen you have paid so far 3 million, that agent, and another one 2.5. And going as per the calculations, it means they have done a good job. That is under statement for August, 11 August 2022. You paid 3 million, that is a transfer. And on 31st October 2022, there is 2.5. If you add the two, it comes 5.5. And then if you calculate 5.5, when you divide by 30,000, it shows a total of 183 students. If it is true, you are supposed to pay 30,000. That is my question, Chair. Maybe we'll have time to answer that. Another issue was the issue of visa processing. You told us very well that you go with cash, or maybe sometimes you transfer to that person who is going with the students, and per student is 49,000. I've seen some transfers, that is some few transfers, withdrawals, not even transfers, and I don't know how it was done, because withdrawing 16 million at once, narrative being visa processing, I don't know if it is possible nowadays. Maybe you will tell us if it was transferred to that person, that staff account, or that is that transaction was done on 8th September 2022, and also within just 4 days, there was another transaction of 20 million, still with the same narrative, visa processing. So within 4 days, there is a total of 36 million. And if it is true, per student is 49,000. That it means you are processing visas for a total of 734 students. I don't know if it is possible. Chair, there were some transaction that is under 10th September 2021. And this was just among the queries from our petitioners. You had transaction totaling almost not less than 44 checks, and I have confirmed it is true. I don't know if you have the statement so that you can tell us what was that transaction for, because it's the same day with transaction of 64,000, some 60,000, a total of almost 40 something transaction, and per transaction there was a fee of around 2,400. So, and I think even the petitioners were questioning why transact using many checks instead of you could have done with one check, so that you save even the commission. But my question is, what was the transaction for on that day? I think, Chair, because I know time is not on our side, I will just maybe have those few questions, and then afterwards maybe I will still have time to ask some, because it will depend with how he's going to answer that.
Thank you so much, Chair. It has come to my recall that I had arrested you from proceeding on, and then I supplied you with another question. You were going to that direction of that temporary university requested that the individual account of students be enhanced for them to get visas to go there. I stopped you from proceeding on to that line. So maybe before you handle him, can you address that?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah. On the question you are asking, Chair, on the embassy requiring a bank statement for every student in the name of every student, is closely related to what honorable member from Sirkoit, Keitany, is asking on those entries in the bank statement or visa processing. When the embassy told us that you need to transfer the money to the student's account and then bring the bank statement of that particular student and bring it for purposes of visa.
So I want you to be, and I'm asking you to be very careful on how you package this information, because did the embassy ask you to transfer?
Yes.
Money from the overseas account to individual membership?
To individual student.
It is the embassy who advised you?
Yes.
Through a letter?
Yeah, we have emails to that effect.
Thank you. So yes. Can we be able to access?
Now, Chair, the immigration or the Finnish embassy, who are responsible for processing the visa, wanted money to be deposited in the student's account from us, because we are told them this is a scholarship.
From who?
From the Finnish embassy.
Now, take us slowly. The Finnish embassy advises the county government of Uasin Gishu to deposit money to individual student account. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah. Chair, remember I said
na vile nimeelewa, Chairman.
No, I just wanted to have, maybe you can help me, Honorable
I just wanted to help our chair, what I've understood on what he's saying. Since this was a program that was organized locally, I believe the money is meant to be in that account. The way we were told yesterday was just to be seen there is money in the account of the students for them to get a visa. That is just what I wanted to add to you, Chair, according to what we were told yesterday.
But what is disturbing me is that the Finnish government advised them. that mujipange locally so that the account behaves well.
Chair, maybe I didn't put it well. Remember I said before that when some people wrote messages or emails to the embassy telling them that this is indeed not a scholarship, the Finnish embassy invited us and we went. We discussed and they told us now that we have two contrary information. You, the county government, telling us you are sponsoring students, and these other people are saying it is actually not a scholarship, you are not sponsoring. Now, but those officials from the embassy said, but we have no problem with that. If indeed you are sponsoring these students and you have money in that trust account, then transfer the money which is meant transfer the money to the student's account. I don't know if I'm putting it well.
Maybe, Chair, we can still get some clarification. Was it for the upkeep or just to make the statement good?
It's for the upkeep. Because we had told them we are sponsoring everything. So they said if you are sponsoring everything, then transfer that money for upkeep to the student's account before we can issue the visa. So we had to transfer money from the trust account to individual student account. So that if we had 50 students going to the embassy for visa, we transfer some amount to each of those students.
Through Chair, what was the amount?
We transferred, I think it was 960,000 per student to the student account. This is the money which will be transferred back to the account once the student has a visa.
So was the amount transferred back as
Yes.
individually?
Yes.
Or it was the way you did some withdrawals? Was it in bulk or maybe each student's returned back?
Like the amounts you are quoting, there is something in, I don't know, I'm not a banker, but there is something you normally call when you are doing many payments from one check. So they will capture in the statement the amount, the whole amount in the check, but they call MD something, multiple transaction something.
No, I'm after when returning back the money. Now you have transferred 960
Yes.
from your main account
Yeah.
to each account of the students.
They return it as a whole.
Now that it means they are now repanking again, which it means in that statement it will show that they have done twice.
Yes.
There was the other one and
Yes.
there's this
Yes.
one as a referral.
Yeah.
How
So the
do
day
you
the money is transferred back depends on when the student gets the visa. If they get the visa, immediately the money is transferred back to the account.
Point of order.
Is it actually what is out of border?
In relation to the question that he is being asked, I needed to know the mode of transfer because that is very wanting. And two, if they are told to do a transfer, must the money be withdrawn for account for it to be transferred, or it ought to be transferred directly into the beneficiary account?
Perhaps you can handle that.
Chair, the money is not withdrawn. In fact, that money don't leave the bank. We will prepare one check. If we have 50 students going for the visas, for example, we prepare one check and then we attach a list of the students and their account numbers. So the bank will just transfer the money to those accounts, to those account numbers.
Through the chair.
One.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the mic. I just want to, maybe you come out clear on this, that since you prepared one check for funds to be transferred to individual accounts. And here with us, we have the statement. Are you in a position to demonstrate where are those transactions indicated in the statement before us that was applied by you?
Now, I think the statement will not capture all those accounts. It will capture only one entry called MD, multiple transaction something.
Thank you so much.
But if you go to the bank and request information on that MDF, they will show you the beneficiary account, all of them. But the statement will capture only that one transaction.
If that is the case, are you in a position to show that with the statement, that one transaction that you are talking about?
Yes, the one Honorable
Which page?
Honorable Keitany was referring to 1416 million, 1420, those ones. And we have so many others.
So it was not done once. Why is that we have 416, we have different figures?
It depends. Scheduling for embassy appointments might not be done at once.
Okay.
They can schedule some students this week, others in 2 weeks' time or next week. So it depends on how the embassy is scheduling.
Now the question comes in, if you have given instructions to your bank to wire money to different accounts, they have no information that students are waiting for visa or whatever, they will effect that instruction immediately. That's my thinking. I don't, maybe.
We inform them. Once we have the visas for the students, we now instruct the bank that now we have the visas, you can refer back the money.
No, I'm talking about wiring the money from the county overseas account to individual students' account. Because they appear differently in the statement, different amounts. Is that what you say, that
yes,
it goes depending on when visas are about to be ready?
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
Or coming back?
So it depends. For example, let me give you an example. For example, if say this week,
yes,
30 students were scheduled to appear in the embassy.
correct.
Maybe 10 will appear on Monday, 10 will appear on Wednesday, 10 will appear on Friday. Right? So all these 30 students, we will transfer money to them at the same time. But as the question of when will these students obtain visas, maybe those ones who went on Monday can get the visa earlier than the one who went on Wednesday or Friday. So if these ones who went on Monday, as soon as we get the notification that the visa is ready, we return that one immediately.
It's a bit tricky. Maybe we seek the assistance of our CEC. Kindly, utusaidie.
So, Chair, without making specific reference to this particular transaction, I would say what the former CEO is explaining is actually possible. You see, even when you are making transactions for sending EFTs, paying salaries to these big companies, you draw one check, and that will be the debit check. You draw one check, give out the list of the accounts that the money will be distributed. So you can distribute to as many as the number that you want. That is possible, that is in order. The debit side of the transaction, the paying account will be one big check, say 20 million, 40 million. But you can distribute that. The credits can go to even 100 or 1,000 people, depending on the amount. So that is possible. So that's a normal business way of doing things. And that's how EFTs even are normally done in normal banking. Now, in this case, if I got the question right, is that maybe the honorable member was expecting that once all those transactions have been finished, we would see the transfer back at the same time. But in this case, what I'm getting from the CEO is that it's not necessarily possible, because when they go to the embassy, as much as you do one initial transaction, one debit transaction, and distribute, saying you are booking all this number of students, maybe 50 of them or say 15 of them, you are booking all of them to go to the embassy, but they will go in different tons. Now, when the way they were doing the reversal to the back of the money is that immediately yours is approved, then they give instructions to the bank to to return back the money to the main account. So you will now probably see different accounts, probably even at different dates. But I'm not making specific reference to this particular, I'm just saying that is possibly what could happen. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe, Chair, some clarification. Is it the way you are putting your statements, it means they opened their accounts in KCB, all of the students?
Yes.
In KCB?
Yes, in KCB.
And the person who now deals with these accounts is officials of the bank, not the students. So it means it is you and the bank. You transfer, and then later, after the process of the visa, it is the bank now transferring back to the account.
Now, what we normally do, the account belongs to the student, but all of them are in KCB. But what we normally do, so that we safeguard the money not to be used or not to be withdrawn by the student will go to the bank and write an undertaking that I don't know how to put it. In maybe the bank has.
You mean a blank check or a blank debit?
No, you write an undertaking that money will not be withdrawn in this account until there is something they normally sign. And then at the same time, you sign a withdrawal slip and leave it at the bank. When we immediately confirm that your visa has been approved, we tell the bank to return using what you had signed. So in that way, we were able to safeguard the money so that the student cannot be tempted to withdraw. Because even if you want to withdraw, you cannot do it because the account is locked.
True, Chair. I think I'm understanding what you are saying. But unless some changes were done, maybe CC can confirm. There's a time a memo came from Central Bank whereby you are not allowed to stop somebody's account. So unless it changed, but what I know the Kienyeji way is to have someone writing a blank check, have it signed, and then maybe you switch talk the cashier or maybe one of the officers so that come that day, he or she can do the necessary. But anyway, what I am after, Chair, was that I want to, if it is possible for us to get a schedule of that payment whereby we can get to know 16 million was for maybe 10 students, and then maybe later we can have something to tell us that that 16 million was returned back.
Yeah, we have the documents. We have the schedule of payment, the copy of the check, and all the other documentations that are required for those transfers, including the list of the students containing the account numbers.
Through the Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Maritim, there is a question that you are yet to answer. How many students applied to go to Finland and they did not succeed? Because I understand they paid 9,000 and it is part of the monies in the account.
So, Chair, we have, I cannot exactly say how many students have done that exam, but I know a big number of students. If you will allow me, I will refer to the records. I know it's a big number of students who sat for the exam, but you know all of them don't pass. Yeah. But all of them paid, and we paid the school for them to sit for the exam.
We know that, but the question is how many students applied for the program?
Yeah, I'll refer. You will allow me, Chair, to refer to the records.
Thank you. Honorable Gilbert Kosgei.
Asante sana chair. Langu ni kufertilize what Honorable Shah actually said. As an accountant, maybe it was a local arrangement. You cannot transfer money from somebody's account. Maybe that is local. Is there other people who have not transferred back the money? Because maybe you wrote the check, maybe they have not transferred back the money. Are there some other people who have not transferred?
Now, Chair, the only students who have not transferred back the money are those ones who are waiting for their visas currently. The ones who have applied the visas and they have not gotten the visa, they are waiting. So, but the day they get their visa, the money will be transferred back immediately.
Chair.
Honorable Rebecca.
Thank you, Chair. I want to know, because we have been going to embassies, which paying of school fees, I think is supposed to be number one, the fees is supposed to be paid as you launch your visa. So according to what
While
you
the
are
mouth
saying,
is still yours, through the chair, the media team kindly, the speakers are bringing a sound that whoever is keen, kindly check.
Continue.
okay, thank you. I want to know whose money was in the account now, yet the fees had already been paid, waiting for visas. Or a visa was supposed to come first and then school fees is paid. I don't know if I framed my question.
It is, yeah, it is well framed, and
to
thank
be
you.
understood, yeah.
Thank you. I hope you've understood.
I've understood.
Good.
Yeah. So the way we do it, if you must have noticed, students go to the embassy depending on the campus or the group. Right now, the ones who are waiting for the visas are for Lut and some for Laure. We have other students from Laure whom we have not launched their visa and we have not paid their fees. It is their money that we are using to get visas for the others. Remember, this account don't have money. So that is how we do it. Tunachukua ya hii group, tunawatengenezea hii group. Hii group wakipata, tunarudisha, tunalipia hawa. Just like that.
Mwenye hajalipa unamsaidia, kwa hii ingine unamlipia.
No. All there is a question actually honorable member had asked of, are there students who did not pay fees and have traveled? My answer is no. All students who have traveled paid fees. And we have all their banking slip to that effect. We have the bank slips.
Thank you. Seems the members are through with their questions.
Chair, he has not answered my 3 questions. I had 2 pending. The one for the agents.
Can you redo that question?
I think I'm just reminding him because it was the issue of 5.5 million. The one that you paid.
Yes. So it's true that we paid Max Global. We have paid not Max Global, Skilled Up twice. Yeah. If you look at the number of students who have gone to Finland under Skilled Up, and the ones we have applied for their visas, it's around 183. So that is what we have paid. Skilled Up. We have not paid for those whom we have not applied visa for.
So in short, you have more than 183 who have the visas already.
No, I'm saying the ones who have already traveled and the ones who are waiting for their visas, the ones we have applied for the visas already.
So the agreement was that you pay, I thought maybe you pay after that student has gotten the visa.
The agreement was that the agent is paid upon the student leaving the soil of Kenya to Finland. Is it true?
It's paid. Remember, it's talking of 183. 183 is actually the number of students who have gotten the opportunity and have either traveled or have had their visas applied for. So when you apply visa, now when you travel, ni 183. So that is what we have paid skilled staff.
So in short, it's only one agent who has done the work. Max Global, no.
Max Global did for Tampere and for Ifaskila.
Have you paid anything?
We paid for Tampere.
So it means you have how many students now?
The students who are in Tampere is around 100 and should be 101 or 111, something like that.
Anyway,
and 25 in Ifaskila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Shah.
Chair, let me request something. Yes. These are transactions we did. Some of these things we did in 2021. I might not be in a position right now to explain each and every of what is in that bank statement in detail, quoting the exact amount, unless I refer to the documents in the office, because every entry in that bank statement has a document in the office supporting it. So for the 16 million and the 20 million, if you can allow us, we can make a response to that. We print that document supporting the 16 million, supporting the 20 million, supporting whatever amount is in that bank statement. But for now, for me, I don't want to say I'll be able to answer everything, quoting the exact amount.
Point of
so
order.
I don't want to contradict myself. So I will request, Chair, if it's possible, you can give us time to compile that. Maybe if you can give us the questions from the statement that we want to know this and this and this and this, then we can go to the office, pick the documents, compile committee.
Change the mic, please. Change the mic. It is the battery issue.
There's a point of order, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Onjoy.
Allow me to ask through the Chair, and this goes to all our respondents. Were you served with this petition before you came here? I know the answer will be yes. Then you should have come with all document in response of this whole petition. When you come to this committee and your response is that all the documents are nowhere with you, then that clearly tells us that you are not taking this committee with the seriousness it deserves. Chair, give us a guide on that.
Chair, maybe before you give maybe a way forward, I would also want to think while that suppose I wanted to do some monkey business with that money, I will just request my colleague, Honorable Gabene, to open an account with KCB, and as I wire the money to respective accounts, I include the account that Gabene has opened, yet he is not a student or whatever, and I give instructions to wire whatever the amount I want. Was it not possible for someone to do that? Now, and maybe to get clarification on that, I want to request, Chair, that since this bank statement is so enormous and big and with a number of details, it is good for us also, for this committee, to confirm that indeed the so-called log accounts were opened by the beneficiaries who are in the list. We were given the list of those who have traveled and those who are yet to travel. We need to compare to see whether the names that appear in the bank statement are the same names of the persons who are supposed to travel or those who have traveled, so that we know these are the beneficiaries. They wired back the money, because you see at some situation, you see the amount that was deposited in the account was over 900,000, but what was wired back was less than what was deposited then. So for us to get that, I want to request, Chair, that maybe we need to attune this session and allow them to supply us with that schedule of disbursement to respective accounts. And then out of that, we can interrogate further, because this is where we really need to be very keen on. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe through the chair, before maybe your request is taken, if we tell them to, can you supply that list?
Yes, we have the schedule.
Yes, how long do you need for you to supply?
I can provide the schedule tomorrow.
Are you comfortable, member? Or you need it now?
Maybe through Chair.
Oh, no, I want you, are we comfortable for it to be supplied tomorrow? Thank you. Then you kindly do that.
Maybe Chairman, point of
Let us
order.
be clear.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes. Your mics are on, then we can give the deputy speaker.
Yeah, Chairman, I am concerned of what the CEO is giving us a casual answer, and I want to believe you are out of office currently. True or false?
True.
Would you be having some these other documents in your own wardrobe, or you are relying?
Remember, he is still the principal.
He's not out of office.
He's not out of that
Or
program.
you are still running the...
Yes.
Chair, remember I had said initially that I'm out of office, but I'm still the principal trustee, awaiting to hand over to the incoming principal trustee. But on the issue of documents...
Okay, taken,
Yeah.
she have understood.
Yeah,
Honorable Anjo,
on the issue of documents, I don't have the documents. The documents are
you
in
said
the office.
until tomorrow.
Yes,
Because even whoever is there is Meshach,
Yes.
and we know where he went.
yes,
You had prosecuted that earlier,
yes.
and members have agreed that you provide tomorrow.
Yeah.
Taken, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Honorable Anjohi.
Yes, I don't know if we have recorded all the documents that the respondents say they have, because they're quite numerous. In
We
every
have
document,
able secretariats.
yes,
Very able secretariats.
and those documents that are to be supplied is what forms the basis. That's the basis of our questioning. So, as my colleague says, we find it very hard to continue without those crucial documents that we are relying to prosecute them on.
That's why I've asked, for example, what Honorable Amos have requested. Are you comfortable for it to be supplied tomorrow? And you have answered yes. For the others, I don't want, I've referred to what I remember. But all other documents that were requested, our secretariat have captured, and we don't have doubt whether it will be supplied. Honorable Keitany?
Maybe just some clarification so that come tomorrow we will not go back again. I just wanted to put it that it's not only the one for 16 million and 20 million. We have so many transactions which I'm very sure if honorable members were given time, they could have raised. So can we agree that anything especially more than 2 million?
Honorable member, there is
so that
nobody
they
who
can
have denied time.
No, I'm saying because we are now concluding this one on the issues of transactions.
Continue.
Yeah.
You are the one who is concluding. Thank you.
Sorry then.
Continue.
I'm suggesting that they can supply us maybe on anything more than 2 million, because I'm seeing there are some even 38 million. I don't know what was that for. According to the statement, it is forex transfer, forex purchase. I don't know if you are purchasing euros or what for 38 million, and also another one for 13 million. So in short, can we have the details of those transactions? And if possible, Chair, maybe
your
you can still
information,
get from
member
the
who's
bank.
on the floor, for your information, from our reliable sources, the money that was spent for forest purchase was more than 125,000. Maybe he can be in a position to respond that directly, or he has to give an answer tomorrow.
Chair, may I say something? Allow me.
Please do.
I want to answer Honorable Anjoy because he said that we we're not showing respect to this committee because apparently we didn't bring all the documents, and that he was asking whether we received the petition. We did not receive petition ourselves, but I think the petition was not served in the county government, but an invitation was sent to us. The invitation was sent to the county secretary, who has the duty to invite us. And the documents listed that we are supposed to bring are as per this list. And we were going through the list yesterday. None of these documents you're asking now were listed. And remember, when you were inviting the CEO and the trustees yesterday, I doubt if they received this information. Now, allow me also to bring something. So we supplied everything that was asked. Now this,
as the chair, we know that it's true.
Yes.
It's a member. You know, those who have legal mind knows that when you are serving somebody, you have to serve. But that is not the case on the petition. That's what you have just been told. But I think he has taken. Continue.
Yes, but I also want to make suggestion this committee. You are asking the principal trustee to supply some documents tomorrow. I really pray this. Let's get the list of the documents you are asking. Let's get the list. Get us this, get us this, get us this, and then we put it down. That way, he will know what to supply. Because I'm afraid he will supply what Shah has asked, so the Honorable Kaitanya has asked today. And then another question will come on another entry. Another question will come on another
don't
entry.
Explain further. Taken.
Thank you.
And that's why I said we have a very able secretariat. I hope they are not asking questions. Theirs is nothing. They know what they are going to give kindly. Thank you.
Chair, kindly.
Yes, Honorable Mary Goretti.
Thank you, Chair. What I would say is in terms of supply of information, I want to believe that the executive are here to give us assurance that all is well. And for them to prove that, they should carry any document that they feel it will convince this committee and exonerate them from the allegations that are outside. So when they say, we point out what document they need to bring, it's like there are documents they may not bring just because we've not asked. But because this is an allegation, it's a petition, you need to clear the air. So if you have any document with you that you feel it is relevant to this committee, kindly come with it.
Now that is in order. The last statement. That any document you think on top and above of what you are going to request. Because we are all saying, or the being led by the county attorney and the county CS, even the DG had spoken somewhere. The program is good and we are all accepting. And we need to make it be acceptable in the eyes of the public. And what you need to do is to exonerate the department, all the trustees, so that it can be a baby of all of us in the county government of Western Issue, so that even our neighbors can try to join us. Therefore, whatever honorable member is saying, over and above what we request, any other document that you feel it's relevant, please provide. Any other member? You had not finished? Please, but go straight to the point. You know the chair, the substantive chair says that don't lament, go straight to the point. Ask question.
Okay, thank you. Maybe Chair, I will ask that in all the statement that we've given and provided, is there anywhere that the concerned officials were able to draw any money to their accounts directly? Because we can see some checks that were written to individuals.
Don't qualify your question. Just ask. The first question is enough.
Thank you.
Another man, Honorable Rebecca, you had raised your hand.
There's a question it was asked, but I didn't get the answer. how much was paid for degree students and how much was paid for diploma students. And then number 2, in this same account, the overseas account, what was it called? This same account. Is it the same account the students in Canada are banking their money in? So those are the information I wanted to be given.
The first question
tomorrow.
is that you have the invoices of payment. I think so. It was supplied to us, and if it have not reached you, they gave us. Is that the case? The money that was paid to every institution, it was carrying into it with an invoice. The second question can be answered, Honorable Gilbert.
Thank you,
Direct
Chair.
to the question.
Thank you, Chair. There are some checks which are drawn under individual names. Is there any direction as to where the money was going?
The same question Honorable Mary Goretti have asked. Honorable Anjohi, direct to the question.
Is it only on a stand guided? Is it only on the bank statement
The
or
question
any
that
other
you
question?
have.
Oh,
The question
thank
that
you.
you have.
First of all, through chair, I don't see the reason why the respondent could not have been served so that they get prepared very well. And Wakili knows very well that he could have raised a preliminary objection as to this whole process. And I'll urge the chair, while we get out to hand them copies of all
Honorable
these.
Wanjohi, you are a honorable member.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to
Order.
that.
Honorable member. You are a honorable member that you have all the rights. If whatever has been done by the county assembly, you have areas to amend the standing orders and the requirement of this house. Therefore, it is not them. That is ours. Kindly.
It was just on a request, because what I'm having here is an incrementing annex charge. And if I have to pose to Attorney General and he has no information of that, then I'll find it odd to me. For example, there's an allegation on human trafficking that the members who are in the whole who are running this are being investigated and are facing the charges of human trafficking. If I'll have to pose that question to the AG, what will be the response? I don't know if you have the response, Mr. AG, because this is an allegation on Annex Char 15 that has been provided to this committee. And there's also big allegation which has
order Honorable Wanjohi. Honorable Wanjohi, the petition was served to the county assembly, and we invited the petitioners, and they addressed us here. Now, while pursuing the truth, we've invited the executive to come and shed light on the questions raised by the petitioners. And we invited them, requesting them to furnish us with information on document A, B, C, D. Now, if there is a prayer that we wanted them to ask and we did not supply, it is within their it is within them to decide. But as long as they bring us what we asked them, then they are good enough to sit and we engage. The Honorable Attorney is asking us now that we supply the list of what we need. Perhaps, Honorable Anjohi, we can give him that letter so that he responds to it, because we've invited him. But you don't ask him why, and it is you who did not request for that question to be addressed. So much so that, honorable members,
Point of order,
the
Chair.
questions. Order,
Point of order,
order, Madam Goretti. I am on the mic. You can only pray that unless you want to interject on what I'm saying.
I thought that one we had already cleared that because the allocation of the whole program, it was prudent for the executive to provide any information or any documentation that will actually exonerate them from this allegation.
Thank you, Honorable. And the extent to which they have the information is what we've provided them. They were not served by the petitioners. They know nothing outside this assembly. And the request that you made, the last one, that and any other material that can help this interrogation, that was so good. And I'm not saying that that was bad. That is okay. We will request them to supply us with any other important material that can help us prosecute this matter.
Chair.
Honorable members, perhaps I think Honorable Anjoi umemaliziwa. Wewe, pray that through me we supply that request to them so that they can handle and respond. What is it, Honorable DS?
Chairman, I don't know whether you are closing. I've gotten confused, but I still had a question to CC.
Yeah. If it is about the statement.
Not about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Honorable members, be advised that we are deferring the questions of statements until a later date. We will agree, so that we package our questions well, and I think when we package our questions well, we hand them over to him to respond. Yeah, we will ask them to give us the details, but you know, our questions not need to be answered on the floor of the House immediately. Some needs investigation, some needs thorough forensic address. So we may not get the answers, but I think we also need to sit down and interrogate those figures in the statement properly. Honorable, yes, please come.
Yes, Chairman, thank you for giving me this opportunity. While the petitioners were making their case to this committee, they raised something that they placed a certain petition during an interview of a certain officer that they were suspecting to be among the, so I would like to know, maybe among the officers seated here today, who went for the interview and gotten a petition that he was not fit to be given an opportunity to serve in any other office, because that there was an allegation that the petitioners.
Perhaps I think this one saves the Honorable CEC Finance and CEC Sports, because even if there was a petition, you were able to maneuver. Perhaps.
Chair, maybe interruption. I can see that we are going to question. I don't know whether you have some sets of questions on your table that you haven't answered, because when I was holding brief of my able chair, there were several members who raised concern. So can you you can start with either current or the don't forget. Thank you. That is my take.
I think why Honorable Vice Chair, so I gave out direction that if it is about the statement, we don't do it. We don't do it. But if you have the answers with you, because I remember his point that he said that I may not have substance out of the questions now, because some of the questions of the questions emanated from a statement, a transaction that happened in 2021. I don't want to say that you don't know. Maybe I leave it to you to respond.
So, Chair, I had requested that so that I don't bring so much contradictions, trying to recall what we did long ago. So I will choose that you allow us to respond to any question regarding the statement and any transaction on a later date when we are well prepared. Personally, I was invited yesterday evening, so I didn't know anything about the invitation, about the petition and all those, but I just came.
Chair.
Members, is that okay? Because he's very clear that he need anything to answer concerning the statement. He is requested to answer or the answer in a later date.
Chair.
Are we taking that?
It's okay.
So
It's okay.
don't ask the question concerning statement. Thank you.
Yes. Chair.
Order, Honorable Yego. Now, Mr. Remind me, Mr. Maritim and your friend Joel. In your possession, is there a petition challenging your pursuit to better, opportunities ahead?
Chair, personally, I've never applied any position, either to be a CEO or CEC. So there's nothing like somebody is challenging my pursuit for better terms, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. Mariti.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I applied for the position of CEO. I was shortlisted and I didn't interview. And I'm not aware of any petition that has been given because, in fact, we just did the interviews. In the position I applied for, nobody has been picked. So, that is it.
Well enough. Let me go back to Honorable Yego.
Thank you, Chair. I needed clarification. Within the documents in possession with me here, there are other names that have been mentioned, and I don't know whether this team led by Martim, whether other officials, maybe from the county office, because you talked of 2 at times that could accompany maybe the students to Nairobi. I don't know, could you be having other people who could have accompanied the students for visa to Nairobi, whom maybe you have not mentioned them here? Or you have just kept that to yourself? Kindly.
Chair, apart from members of staff who are the trustees, which is myself, Ruto Joel, and Mesha Grono, we have the 4 names we had given you, who are the officers assisting us run the daily operations of the program. If myself or Ruto don't accompany the students, we can pick one of those, either Joshua Lele, either Tony Tanoi, to accompany the students. Yeah, so any one of them can do that.
Chair, clarification on that, because we have names. For example, I don't know whether a name like Rose Chepkorir Naibei, you are aware of a name like that?
I've never heard of that name. We don't have.
You don't have.
We didn't have that name in our department.
What about a name like Standlas Kimeli?
We don't have.
You don't have. Yeah. Collins Lemayan Kibamut.
Staff.
No,
Yeah.
I am asking whether you know those
No, I've
people,
never heard
you're
of
related
those.
in one way or another.
I've never heard of those names.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Some clarification, Chair.
Please do.
Maybe while they are out with the students, who pays them? Are you paying using this trust fund, or maybe the county pays?
The county don't pay.
What of the one to Finland?
Whenever we travel to Finland, yeah, so that was paid from the office of the governor for the delegates.
And I remember Wasiri Finance was saying, and there is no way I can be in a position to say something because that is outside the issues of county. I hope now you have gotten the information. Some of the monies, the county monies, were used.
And perhaps, Mr. Maritim, now that the 13 members who were to do, is it welding or ICT, now that they have applied to withdraw, would you consider paying back their money? And if so, by when?
For those who have applied for refund, we have already paid. We have refunded.
Chair.
Only 4 of them?
Yeah, around 4, but I can confirm. But they applied for the refund. Remember, when the parents met, they said we refund them. But the task of applying for that refund is individual parent or student. You come and apply, we pay you.
So when a letter like this, a prayer written to the Deputy Governor and the government of Uasin-Gishu, a prayer written to them that we wish that we refunded, will be refunded the amount. Do you need another letter saying such? Or
Yes,
this
yes,
enough?
we do, Chair, for accountability purposes. Did you apply for refund? So you applied it as an individual because you paid it as an individual.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so unless you apply for the refund, then we'll not pay you until you apply for the same.
Thank you.
With some clarification, Chair. Chair, through Chair.
I just wanted to read, Honorable Kaitany, I just wanted to read the names of these parents. They are 13. One is James Boror Satia. Student is Abel Kibrop Satia. Anna Chelagat. The student is Brian Kibet Bungay. Jonathan Kipto. Student is Brian Kibngetich Rotich. Philemon Sambu. Student is Bryson Kipruto Sambu. Caroline Rono. Student is Dennis Kipchirchir Korir. Michael Kendagor. The student is Danson Kipkoech Maigong. Number 7, Joseph Ngososei. Student is Emmanuel Kimaru Kibiwat. 8, Ernest Kipkorir. And the student is Felix Kiptoa Korir. Emily Murray, number 9. Jackson Kipniatich is a student. Amos K. Sareto. And the student is Jim Kipkoskei. Number 11, Joseph Buigut. And the student is Raymond Kipkoech. The other 2 parents, I don't know their name, but the students are Timothy Kipkoech and Kevin Kipchumba Kiprotich. All of them have appended their signatures and the amount paid. Sad enough, I have one from Mainab Kolare who paid 997,000. These parents, if you see the application, they have appended their signatures of requesting that their money be refunded. Perhaps you would take that initiative to call them individually, asking them to come and make a formal letter, a personal letter of withdrawal, so that we are done with this. We don't want to handle this one. Should not keep us here.
Yeah, we have noted that, Chair.
This one should not keep us here.
We'll call. We have noted.
Thank you so much.
And Chairman.
Chair.
Honorable Keitany.
Just need some clarification on the issue of bank signatories. We were told signatories are 3. What are the signing instructions? Is it any 2 or 3 to sign?
Initially, it was the principal trustee mandatory, and then any one. But we later on came to change that the 3 must sign.
So in short, you are aware of some latest checks which you are maybe signed recently, including the one for yesterday?
Yes. In fact, the ones for yesterday, Chair, are the refunds. There are checks we issued for refunds, including the 4 students I'm telling you of Metropolia. And then we have a huge number of, we have around 19 or 20 something other students who have applied for refund from the nursing groups. And we have also processed their refunds. So we issued the checks for refunds. So if you look at the transactions maybe for yesterday, around 3 days ago, there are a number of refunds. And then we also have students, we earlier on say there are students who were going to the embassy today, the Canadian embassy. They appeared at the embassy today for interviews for their visas. Those students were accompanied by Tony Tanui and Joshua Lele. They are currently in Nairobi. So we also paid for their medical fee, their visa fees, and such.
Somebody had asked that for the Canada program, are we using the same account to manage that?
Yes.
Thank you. Honorable DS?
Maybe to make a follow-up on that, Chair, was only that he requested the parents, and 4 of them have been given their refunds. Out of the remaining ones, hakuna wenye walibaya idea ya kutransfer pesa waende program ya Canada.
We have them. We have those who have said we are willing to transfer.
You are part of those parents.
Yeah, they said we are willing to transfer our money to Canada. And then we have some who have not said anything. So maybe those are the ones we are going to call now.
Chair, maybe the last. Just still part of some information while we were still in our lunch break. I think there's something that we confirmed to the Wasiri. That was that we have 3 accounts for this Finland issue, not like what we had been told. That is what exactly I realized, but it's only that you never gave me the opportunity. So they have the other one, the Euro account, which was existing before. I think that one it has lasted for more than 6 months, and the one which was opened recently. I think, I don't know if it is still possible for the team from the executive to confirm that, but if they are not still ready to confirm, I think it is good because Wasiri has already confirmed.
Honorable Keitany, that is the information you obtained outside the shoulders of this honorable house. Perhaps let me treat that as a hearsay, but it will help me to put the question now. Mr. Marindi, do we have that account?
We have the shillings account. When we were opening that account, we also thought of opening a Euro account, but that account is inactive. We didn't use, and we have never used. We can bring evidence for that. It's inactive. It's not in use. The one we were talking about was the one that was opened recently on request from His Excellency the Governor to try and sort out the issue that was there.
share some clarification still. I think he's not sincere on that, because I had him even very well the other time saying we were forced to have an account, a euro account, to assist those students who are in Finland so that they can be transferring to that account instead of changing into Kenyan money. That's what I had even the other time. And if time can allow, maybe next time we can go through the answer. But now he's telling us that it is dormant. It cannot be dormant. It cannot be dormant. But anyway, we'll still
yeah, Chair, I actually said that, but I was referring to the account that was opened recently. That one is not in use, it's inactive.
It is a dollar account or a euro account?
Euro.
So we have 2 euro accounts, one active,
one dormant,
recently opened, and one dormant, which is more than 6 months old.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Honorable members.
Through the chair, if I could.
With the evidence of the dormant account, we now have 3 accounts, Chairman, in short.
Perhaps it is not 3. Maybe we ask a direct question. How many accounts do we have taking care of the Finland program?
3. There is no other account apart from the ones we have mentioned. Only 3. One dormant, euro account dormant, one active, and one shillings account active.
So you will supply us with evidential.
We will, Chair.
Maritime, the former CEO or the principal trustee, now he's giving the right information. You know, there all the time he saw as if he's contradicting the CS and the county attorney, and he stuck that there was no. But now this is the right information. 3 accounts. What he had given earlier, that was then, but we agree, and you are going to provide the information.
Yes.
Thank you.
Before we adjourn, I would like us to know what kind of material we expect, and it's a list. It's a list. Please have a pen and a paper. You can.
Chair.
Yes.
I think with what we require from them, why don't we adjourn, allow them to exit, then we as the committee will remain back, then we observe on what we require from them, and then a formal communication is met to them. It has to be formal, not just to say like that and they note down. Suppose they miss to note down, who am I going to blame? We make it official.
Good, Mheshimiwa, good taken. So we are going to sit to come up with a list of what we expect them to bring to us. We will also communicate the date. You will be invited into these chambers, and who will be in attendance, so that in fact, we will supply you as well with the questions, so that you come prepared. Now, this question, there is a question, but I wonder who will answer. Maybe, let me reframe this question to mean, did you invite the county assembly to discuss this Finland issue with the executive? It's a direct question.
Yeah, when we started the program, we involved the relevant committee, the Committee for Education. Then, and we've through the chairman of the committee, we have always given updates. We even had a time the chairman and some committee members.
Point of order, Chair. Yeah. A very simple question. If you involved, do you have document of how you engage the assembly? Because we don't engage the executive and the county assembly by the word of mouth. Maybe it was the chairman and the principal. Do you have any writings to the committee or requesting the engagement?
Or perhaps let me help my chair, because answering yes or no is very difficult. Did you have a formal engagement with the County Assembly of Uasin Gishu towards the program of Finland?
We didn't have a formal sitting like this one.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that is not enough, Chair. It is clear, yes, and he should know that engaging the assembly should be written, discussed, and the assembly passed.
Order, Honorable Deputy, my Vice Chair. It's not your duty.
Thank you.
To teach them what they ought to know. It is enough. You've said that you did not engage us, which is very important, because that question came from the petitioners, whether we were involved in this matter, and you've exonerated the County Assembly of Uasin Gishu. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for the tireless time you've engaged the whole process with due diligence. I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Waziri. Though knowing that you may not be engaged much, but you are willing to stand here and be with us through the process. It speaks a lot to us about your humility and desire to have value for the people of Uasin Gishu. And the same goes to Madam CEC Sports Culture. Thank you so much. And perhaps before I want to give you a closing remark, Honorable both the Waziris, because so that I appear to be fair for both of you for having stayed with us for that long.
Thank you, Chair, for first the kind words. And then secondly, Chair, thank you for the session. We've taken note of the issues raised. Just also in terms of going forward, as much as we are trying to address past issue, we are also looking at, we've taken note of the issues raised as going forward as a learning or as a way of making sure that we don't leave anything to chance. So I want to thank the committee, I want to thank the members for your concerns on the same. And we will provide the information where it's required. We are required to do so, we'll provide, and we'll provide in time. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My parting shot is goes to the House to maybe consider all the information that is being provided. As for me and my fellow respondent, I continue to encourage each one of us to continue being open, transparent, and truth. And for the petitioner, for anything that they may continue feeling that it was unfair to them, we ask on behalf of my fellow respondent apologies and call for forgiveness, even as we continue interrogating and investigating all this. Otherwise, I appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. County Attorney, being the legal advisor, and take notice of what the Honorable CEC has said concerning the whole affair. Maybe you have one or two to share with us concerning the process, because I know you will handle the process. You have something to say?
Thank you, Chair, and all members of the committee. I would only say that I have noticed the gaps which were done initially, basing this program only on trust. I'm sure in the coming days we will do a better job and tighten the agreements to cover any eventuality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Perhaps let me give it to my Deputy Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is that for the CCs who have appeared today, I know you are hardly more than 5 months in office. And it's my request, especially the CC Finance. Any matter finance, falls under your jurisdiction. And therefore, that's why you have took your time. We took time to invite you here. You had much to shed some light, but for you also, when you go back to stamp your authority, being guided by the PMF Act, guide the county government of Uasin Gishu on matters finance, whether they are in our account or outside our account, but they are touching the precious word, Uasin Gishu County. Because what is outside there, it is only we who are now getting to know it was not a county program per se. You have heard even the principal trustee admitting that the county assembly was not involved. The intention was good, and the county attorney, matter legal. We are all in this because, as you have stated, there are gaps. Going forward, though we are going to give an invite for more clarification, going forward, matters law, it is proper for the two arms of government to consult, to check each other, so that by the product, whichever we are going to tag our name with, at least we have exchanged our idea. When we are more than 50 of us, or 60 as the leadership, I'm sure those gaps would have minimized, and we would be in the mess that we are in today. Therefore, anything legal, it is very ashamed that today we are hearing our memorandum. Today, you can hear there are people in Nairobi and others running with the same program. We don't have a policy document, but still we are quoting it as a county program. Kindly let us do things that as a government, both arms of government, can stand with it, can defend it, so that tomorrow we are not going to say we don't know. Kindly, for heaven's sake, for the great people of Uasin Gishu, even the matter that it's outside county government of Uasin Gishu, you know there is another issue. It is in the public domain. I don't want to mention it here. It is involving our people, our brothers and sisters. Others have sold lands because of it. And we as a government, we are just watching. Therefore, as a leadership, for our county to be blessed by the Almighty God, can we stamp our authority? But whatever is wrong, let us say it's wrong. Whatever is good for our people, let us stand by it and strengthen it to benefit those who are there and those who are going to come. Because the idea is good. But if we leave to 2-3 people, it maligns all of us. Therefore, Honorable Chair, I want to say that has been very good deliberation. And the trustee who was before Maritime, you know, to hear that 4 were just trustees without checking and balance, I think they need to learn that they are still into this problem tomorrow. If they are given such an opportunity, they need to sit and serve their authority. As trustees, what is our work? We want to know what is happening. Therefore, Honorable Chair, it was a good engagement, and I hope that going forward, we are going to be a better government that is answerable to the great people of Uasin Gishu. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Mr. Chowili, close remark.
Thank you, Chair. You know, as usual, we, in our department, there is that regimental aspect. I thought when my CC had talked, maybe I'll say I want to thank you very much because it is actually an eye-opener. You know, we are learning. We are actually on the learning curve. And there are so many things that I have learned today concerning engagement, how we engage county assembly. And I've realized that county assembly is one arm that will actually, because one arm of legislature that will make you understand some of the laws that, in fact, it has also made me to go and read County Government Act 2012 to understand better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and don't worry. I am giving out the mic according to the how much you are engaged here, so that I'm giving it to Mr. Maritim because he has dominated the discussion this day.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate this committee for inviting us for these deliberations. Secondly, I want to say as human beings, we grow every day. And as we grow, we learn. I want to say that from our engagements with this honorable committee, I've learned that there is so much wisdom in this house. Had we had an engagement like this, I know some of the loopholes that we have had and the mistakes that we did would have actually been minimized. So I want to say we have learned everything. When you are starting, there are bound to be problems here and there. But I have known that with engagements of other stakeholders, something good can come out. And then thirdly, I want to say to the petitioners that although I don't know who, but I want to tell them that this program is a very noble program. Let us not fight. Let us put our heads together. Let us discuss and let us improve this thing. I know in a few weeks' time, I will hand over from being the principal trustee. But whenever this house or the executive requires my input in anything, I'll be available. So I stand with this program. I'm also a parent. And I want that someday my children benefit from the same. The children of my neighbor benefit from the same. So the petitioners, this program is noble. Let us work on it, all of us. We will improve it. Thank you so much.
Mr. Maritim, and perhaps you will help us by enumerating the number of mistakes that you did. And for your information, Maritim was in Gishu County Public Service Board on 15th November 2022, received a petition. And the petition was signed by Sami Chepkwan and William Koech. Against your candidature for your appointment as Chief Officer.
In your submission, you said that you've not seen one. Maybe you were not served, and that is a question for another department. It's not a question for you. I want to appreciate from the members of the public who are seated in the gallery and our media team. I want to appreciate that you've taken us through this session well. Our visitors, nataka nisema asante sana, our team, the secretariat, and the honorable members. Thank you so much for having time to engage yourself in this very important matter. And for those few remarks, good evening, and the meeting is adjourned. The date that we'll invite you will be communicated in due course, so that and the issues to be handled, because I want us to be systematic. The issues to be handled will be delivered to you hereafter, so that we will have a structured engagement. I think that Honorable County Attorney will agree with it, so that we are not beating about the bush. Otherwise.